What's up, guys? This is Chris, aka Barnon11970. Thank you as always for checking out my videos. And I want to do a proper thank you for the people who care. Um, the whole scenario with my father, it's a tragic thing. I love him to death. There isn't a day that doesn't go by where I don't think about him and proud that he was my father, even though we really spent a lifetime apart. The fact that he moved to West Virginia for about 20 years, and in those 20 years I saw him maybe 5 times. It just shows how life really is set in a certain way, how things happen for a reason, because I guess maybe he did know subconsciously that it was his time to go, and in 20 years he never thought about ever moving back here, and 3 months before he ultimately died, he came here and came to my job, surprised me at my job. I was DJing one night, and he came in and surprised me. And that was the last time I saw him. And only less than a month later, he passed away. And it just shows that sometimes maybe we do know our paths. And I hadn't seen him for 5 years before that. So for him to change his life, move out here to want to rekindle things with me, and I got to see him, to me that's a beautiful thing, because I think this would have been even more tragic if he would have died in a fire that was, where he was living in West Virginia, and I hadn't seen him for a long time. So, for all of you with family that you care about, your children, if you have older parents, just give them a hug, tell them how much you love them, and never take them for granted, because, and people, things can happen, and I wouldn't wish that even on my worst enemy, which if you saw my previous video, you'll know. And don't worry about that. I mean, it's one thing when people want to attack me. I'm perfectly fine with it at this point. I've come to grips with it. But to not let it at least give me 24 hours just to allow me to grieve is just an all-time low. And I'm not apologetic for that, but I will rise above it. As of now, I will forget that that scumbag even exists. And I just want people to see the type of people I have to deal with. Even when people say, let it go, leave it alone. I do that, and they still do it. And like I said, if the trolls out there, if you want to attack me, because if I don't say everything perfect, or I might get one particular thing out of an hour-long video wrong, if you guys want to nitpick on those things, that's fine. But here's my advice to you guys. Do something better than what I do. If I said something wrong, instead of just attacking it, why not find a better way? Contribute something to the society instead of doing nothing but nitpicking. It makes you ugly. And if that's the type of person you want to be proud of, then I'm glad you hate people like me. And I'm glad you hate people that are trying their best. Because, people like me don't have access to government files. We can't verify every single thing. And we may get things wrong. But at least my intention is to try and do better things. Try and contribute something to society. And if you want to nitpick that, you're not a good person. You're not a good human being. And you could hate all you want. If that's the life that you want to lead, I just hope if you ever have children, and I'm praying to any God out there, if there is one, that doesn't happen. But you know what? I hope it just stops with your legacy. So anyway, to my subscribers that are here for genuine goodness and here because they care, those of you who shared your stories, I send my condolences to the people who said they lost family members themselves. And to answer somebody's question, my mother is still alive. She actually was living in Florida, moved back here in New York, and she's only about a 15-minute drive away, and it just makes me think I need to visit her more. Her and I are very close. As a matter of fact, all last summer, she went sun gazing with me every day. We walked on the beach afterwards, and she said it was the best summer she ever had. So don't take your family for granted. If you haven't seen your father or mother in a while, go visit them. If you have fights with your siblings, make up, because it's just not worth it. Because one day, unfortunately, they're going to be gone. And since none of us know where we ultimately end up, I mean, we could speculate, we can give our best guess, we can hope and pray, but we ultimately don't know what happens to us when we're gone. And I don't think we just disappear, but who's to say we don't become some other higher form of consciousness that we can't even recognize the people that we loved, or don't see them in the way that we see them now. So if you have a child near you right now, or your wife or your husband or anything, just give them a hug. Show them that you love them. And that'll show that things like this happen for a reason. And that's why I made the video about my father last night, and I will do it every year. Because if it saves the life of one person, that's fine. And if people want to attack me for what I do, that's fine. But I'm going to ask to at least respect the fact of a person that's grieving a loved one. And to stoop to that low, I can't begin to imagine what type of person you are. But the one thing I can say is, I'm glad I'm not you. And on my worst day, I am better than you. And that makes me happy. So to my subscribers, don't worry. Nothing's changing. I'm not quitting. It's not something that this guy is going to get on me now, because I'm sure he'll take advantage and make 5,000 bar none hating videos, and that's fine. He can attack me. I'll just ignore it. I don't care. But disrespecting a tragedy is just not going to be something I'm just going to let go by. So I hope you guys understand that. But no, as of now, I'm forgetting it. I'm moving on. I got it out. Karma will find people like that. And to all the other haters of mine, I at least thank you for not doing what that person did. I mean, if you want to follow in him in his footsteps, be proud that you're a follower. But, people like the news unit and stuff, I'm hoping you will not disrespect the death of my father, and if you don't do it, I thank you. If you want to attack me, that's fine, because I just don't really pay attention. But to the people who didn't take this opportunity to take advantage of my grieving, I will say straight out to those people, I thank you. And to my subscribers, nothing will ever bring me down. Things like that, ultimately in the end, I take the negative and turn it into positive. Like they say, when the world hands you lemons, make lemonade. So be rest assured that even though for a moment I was angry and I vented, and it felt good, because I don't believe in holding things inside, right or wrong, it's the method to my madness. May not work for everybody else, but you got to do what you got to do. But I will rise above and become better for it. And if that happens, then all things happen for a reason, and you can make good out of anything. So maybe that'll help you. So if anybody retouches with their family tonight because of this video, I want to hear about it. Let's hear some good stories for once. Alright guys, I love you all, and I wish nothing but the best for everyone, except for one person today. Tomorrow, I'll forgive him. But today, he wants to be famous. Be careful what you wish for. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave your comments, send the love, and let's make a tragedy something good, especially for anybody out there. If you have a story of a tragedy, share it here. It will be respected. Peace.